Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. So today's episode is a post-fight show for the main card of UFC 171, Johnny Hendricks versus Robbie Lawler for the UFC welterweight championship of the world, which, as we all know, the title was vacated by George St. Pierre, who needed to take some personal time off. And yeah, it was a great pay-per-view overall. Couldn't have been happier with the pay-per-view. It was, sparks flew all over the place. Miles Jury stole the show. I think Miles Jury should have got fight of the night. If there's such thing as fight of the century, yeah, he's the man. 5-0 in the UFC, still undefeated overall in MMA. And man, so let's get started with the main event, which was Johnny Hendricks versus Robbie Lawler for the vacant UFC welterweight championship of the world. And yeah, it was wow. Let's see the decision. Yeah, it was 48-47 across the board. So judges had it 3 rounds of 2 across the board, and I agree with that. I had it tied going 2-2 into round 5, and whoever won that 5th and final round won the match, and I think Johnny Hendricks won the fight in that 5th and final round. He got the takedown, he went for it, he landed some good clean shots, and the first 2 rounds were definitely Johnny Hendricks due to clean shots. Then rounds 3 and 4 was Robbie Lawler finding his rhythm and really him landing some clean shots. And I think Robbie Lawler could have won this fight had he gone for it in the 5th round and just went out swinging for the fences in that 5th round. And we could have been saying Robbie Lawler's the welterweight champ. I hope Robbie Lawler goes back to the drawing board and realizes what he did in this fight and what he needs to do, because I wouldn't mind seeing him as welterweight champ. I'm happy for Hendricks too, though. But yeah, it'd be awesome to see Lawler as champ as well. You know, just I'm a fan of both guys. I love to see them both be champion. So it pretty much wraps up that fight. Yeah, Hendricks won the unanimous decision. Our new UFC welterweight champion. Then in the co-main event, we had Carlos Condit versus Tyrone Woodley in a welterweight bout. Yeah, I picked Woodley for this one because of his wrestling. Carlos Condit, you know, he always struggles against wrestlers, and so I picked Woodley because of that. Tyrone Woodley has heavy hands and great wrestling, and that creates a problem for Condit. I wish Condit the best. I hope he makes a full recovery. He's a great guy. I met him. And yeah, he lost the fight TKO, knee injury. That was, yeah, round 2. Yeah, it was a stand-up war in the first round with, I had Woodley winning the first round, good clean shots, and really dropping Condit. And then round 2, there was that knee injury. Then the takedown, when Woodley got the takedown, you could see there's something wrong with Condit's knee. And on the stand-up, you could see Condit just in a lot of pain with the knee. It was heart-wrenching to watch. But I'm a fan of both. I'm happy Woodley won. It sucks to see Condit lose. I think Tyrone Woodley is definitely in title mix. I still think Dong Yeon Kim should get the title shot. He's 10-2 in the UFC. So that wraps up that fight. Then, fight of the century, which was on this main card, in the lightweight division, was Miles Fury Jury versus Diego Sanchez. Yeah, this fight, sparks flew all over the place. Diego Sanchez had no answer for Miles Fury Jury. Miles Fury Jury was smart. He didn't stay in the pocket like Gilbert Melendez did. and try to trade blows, that's a dangerous thing to do against Diego Sanchez. In order to beat Diego Sanchez, you got to fight possibly a boring fight. You got to stick and move, stick and move, stick and move, stick and move. Stuff is wrestling, or out wrestle him. Stay away from the clinch. Stay away from going up against a cage. So there would be a lot of running around when you fight Diego Sanchez, and that's exactly what Myles Jury did. And it didn't look glamorous to a lot of people, but if you know a thing or two about fighting, Myles Jury did the right thing, and he got the win, which is what matters. And now I say just give him a title shot, but I know it's not going to happen. He's only one of the greatest lightweights to ever walk the face of the earth. Myles Fury Jury. I think Dominic Cruz would agree with me, and I think Phil Davis would agree with me. Yeah, he was on Team Lesnar of The Ultimate Fighter. He was on Team Brock Lesnar, Ultimate Fighter, on episode 1. And he got injured and had to get off the show due to injury. Then he was on Team Dominic Cruz on The Ultimate Fighter season 15. And, since those are exhibition matches, certain things didn't count on record. Yeah, but Myles Jury's a real deal, so he's up there in the mix. And yeah, Myles Jury, he won unanimous decision. Okay, then back in the welterweight division, also on the main card, we had Hector Lombard versus Jake Shields. Yeah, this was a clear-cut unanimous decision win, 30-27. Yeah, across the board except one, 28-29. Yeah, Hector Lombard, he dropped Jake Shields several times, and he could deal with his ground game. Hector Lombard's a beast. I think welterweight's good for him, and Hector Lombard belongs in the top 10, which last time I checked he is after this win. And yeah, Hector Lombard, he's definitely in title talks right now. Yeah, that was pretty much the match, as he drops Jake Shields throughout the match in the stand-up. And I thought we were going to see a knockout at some point, but yeah, Jake Shields, he was able to take those hard shots. I got to give props to Jake Shields for that. But yeah, Hector Lombard, he did a good job landing those power shots. Then to kick off the main card, we had Ovince St. Preux versus Nikita Krylov. I picked Nikita Krylov to win this match. I thought he was the big whoopla going into the light heavyweight division, because he looked good at heavyweight, and I thought that when he dropped to light heavyweight, he would just steamroll through the competition until maybe the top 5 or so, and then after that, that'll be the real test, see if he's title worthy. But I thought, if anything, Nikita Krylov will definitely win against Ovince, but Ovince won. That was a technical submission, Von Flue choke, round 1. Yeah, when I first saw how the fight ended, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. And yeah, Ovince got a Performance of the Night award. Yeah, it was just like Nikita Krylov was out. He was out, and it was one of those, wow, you didn't see it, but the ref saw it. Good job, ref. And that summed up that match. It was only a 1-rounder. Yeah, first half of the first round. That sums up the main card for UFC 171. Stay tuned for my next episode, which will be about Henderson versus Shogun Part 2 on Fox Sports 1 in a light heavyweight clash. Should be a good fight. My pick for that one, I will probably go with Shogun Rua, because it's in Brazil and he's hungry, and he's coming off a massive knockout victory against James Cejudo's last fight. Dan Henderson's coming off 3 losses, and he's really just struggling as of lately. And he got knocked out in his last fight against Vitor Belfort, so I got to go with Shogun Rua wins this one, possibly by knockout. I think he's going to be more aggressive in this fight, and I think he learned his lesson in the last fight against Dan Henderson. So that sums up this show, and stay tuned for that next episode. Until then, see ya.